Hey everyone, this is Laura Gadenik with Laura Gadenik Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of March 4th through the 17th, 2024. I'm also a therapist, so I'll be offering some perspective from a therapeutic lens, hopefully, trying to encourage us to work with astrology in a way that utilizes our free will and agency. And I love to hear how the astrology lands for you. If you feel like commenting, also liking and subscribing helps the channel to grow. So if you feel called to, please do that. Okay, so starting today, Monday the 4th, we have Mercury in Pisces making a sextile to Uranus in Taurus. Mercury is a planet about the mind, communication, messages, news. Uranus is unexpected changes, surprises, revelation. So this might be a day where you have original ideas. You might have new insights. You might have kind of out of the box thinking, or something surprising happens to where you're changing your mind about something. You might also just notice having a busier mind too. This can be pretty stimulating for Mercury. So if you've struggled to sleep or have struggled to focus, that's not uncommon with this aspect. But I would say today's energy with Mercury sextiling Uranus, it's a really great day to brainstorm, write down ideas, and give yourself space for some creative thinking. You might also just have maybe unusual conversations or messages come in that are surprising as well. Okay, and then honestly, this first week is pretty low-key astrologically. The next thing that happens is Friday the 8th, we have Mercury coming into a conjunction with Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so first of all, Mercury in Pisces already wants to dream, wants to meditate, wants to escape, wants to get lost in the magical fantasy of things that are not of this world. Mercury can struggle in the sign of Pisces because Mercury is a planet that wants to get down to the nitty-gritty and into the details, sift and sort through things, whereas Pisces is a sign that wants to be part of the whole, wants to see things from a larger perspective. It's a Jupiter-ruled sign, and it's about kind of a more expansive mindset. And so they kind of, Pisces and Mercury are at odds a bit. They're antithetical. They have antithetical qualities. So sometimes with Mercury and Pisces in general, we might struggle with kind of day-to-day planning, with details, with communication. Things might break down. Really, Mercury and Pisces, you got to go with the flow. You got to be open to possibility and have a sense of spaciousness in your mind, in the way you think, flexibility, to let things get a little messy, because it probably will. And then when Mercury comes into conjunction with Neptune in Pisces, that's like 5 times as much of Mercury in Pisces. Neptune is expansive. Neptune is otherworldly. Neptune is about fantasy and escapism and magic. Some people associate Neptune with spirituality, a sense of oneness with something greater than ourselves. Some people might call that God or the divine or the universe. So with Mercury coming in together with Neptune, it's really a great day to go with the flow, to be spontaneous, to dream, to meditate, to get lost in some sort of flow state. However you can do that. Some people, that might be music or dance or, it could be anything, going to a library, reading some fantasy books, watching some movies, whatever it is for you. But it's also a day where miscommunications can happen very easily. It's a good day to process any grief that comes up. Pisces is a sign that's very much so associated with emotion and feeling and kind of what's going on beneath the undercurrent. So getting in touch with feelings, with emotions, being with any grief that comes up, and allowing yourself to be a bit more disorganized, to be more dreamy, to be more spacious, to connect with or contact something that feels of divine nature. And that might be different for each person. For me, it's often through dance and music, and being connection with my body that gives me that sense of Neptune energy. But I have a lot of Neptune in my chart, so I feel often connected to that. But just some things to think about. Also great for like poetry, creative writing, even just reading poetry, anything to do with water. Yeah, all these things are great ways to integrate Mercury and Neptune. And then on Saturday, the 9th, Mercury heads into Aries, so that kind of clears things up. We're back online. We're back, maybe thinking a bit more quickly, back on our toes, ready to get going. New ideas might be coming forth in a quicker fashion than before. Aries is a sign of spring. It's a fire sign. It's energetic. It's passionate. It's, first inklings of spring are about new beginnings, new starts. So there's a bit more of a fast-paced energy with Mercury heading to Aries. Communications also become easier, I would say. And then we also have a Mars squaring Uranus. This is a bit more erratic, potentially. Mars is a planet about our energy, how we do things, how we take action. Uranus, once again, changes, unexpected changes, freedom, revelation, revolution. This energy, Mars square Uranus, could be a couple of things. On the one hand, it might be about having a breakthrough, finally being able to do something that you felt stuck on, or that you felt has been holding you back, or you felt held back, or you haven't been quite able to get going with something. So it's really great for kind of a turn of events, a turn of energy, like a switch went on where you're like, I finally have the energy and resources to do this thing. Or I finally have a new perspective. I have a new perspective so that my ideals have changed to where I want to take action on this thing. The other possibility is that we might have some erratic impulses to make changes very suddenly, or to take action on something. And that could be not so great, right? If we're acting compulsively, impulsively, and not thinking about our behavior and on the consequences, sometimes that's not great. So it kind of just depends on your situation and how you want to handle the energy. I would say something to think about is if you are acting or taking action on something based on running away from something. For the most part, to me, that isn't the best way to use this energy, but maybe about using the energy in such a way where you're running towards something, where you're making a change towards something. So it's more positive rather than reactive, if that makes any sense. And sometimes we might need to run away from something. I definitely don't want to put out there that it's bad to run away, because sometimes we have to get out of a situation. We have to make ourselves safe, because not all situations are safe. And so if Mars square Uranus gives you the courage and the drive to make a change where you're getting away from something, great. That's great. And also thinking about what changes do I want to make where I'm running towards something, where I'm going after what I want and what feels freeing inside of me. So that's Saturday, the 9th. Then on Sunday, the 10th, we have a new moon in Pisces. This is happening at 20 degrees of Pisces. New moons are always times of beginnings, planting seeds, contemplating on what you'd like to see grow. And not all new moons are going to grow into what we want them to be. That'd be like once a month something growing, and that could be too much, So, thinking about the part of your chart that contains Pisces, whatever house that is for you, thinking about those topics and themes, and maybe I invite you to contemplate on what you would like to see grow in those areas of life, what you would like to see flourish. And this new moon is happening in between Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, and those are very different energies, very different signatures. Saturn is a planet about reality, building something, long-term goals, sometimes difficulty, hard work. Whereas Neptune is a planet about dreams and fantasy and vision and getting lost, and it's not very connected to the ground, whereas Saturn's very connected to the ground. So this feels like a new moon where we might want to create a vision or visualize a dream that we would like to see grow, and thinking about what are the practical ways that I can make this thing grow or encourage this thing to grow. So connecting reality with dreams and visions. On the same day, Mercury makes a sextile to Pluto. Once again, Mercury is the mind. Pluto is what's beneath the surface. So this is also a great day for insights, psychological insights, great day for journaling, getting in touch with your own psyche, what's going on, what's motivating you, what's driving you. You might have deeper conversations than usual, more connective conversations. There might be more honesty. It's kind of a signature of just like, okay, let's like get real with each other. Like what's really happening here. So really lovely aspect. And then on Monday the 11th, Venus, goddess of love, beauty, connection, romance, pleasure, joy, moves into the sign of Pisces where she's exalted. Once again, Pisces is about expansiveness and magic and fantasy and compassion and creativity as well. Venus in Pisces is very creative. So this is essentially bringing really good things to the part of your chart that contains Pisces, right where this new moon just happened, right? You might notice signatures around women or feminine energy, or, sometimes Venus can represent women or femme folks or female identifying people, like the feminine archetype, kind of entering this area of your life and playing a more significant role. Or just like feminine or Venus themes entering this part of your chart, entering this part of life. I'm trying to think of a good example. So Pisces is my 10th house of career and vocation and my life's calling. And so Venus entering my 10th house might be like I meet a woman or femme person, femme identifying person who wants to collaborate with me on something work related, and it becomes significant. So that's kind of an example of how that might work. But generally speaking, Venus in Pisces brings really loveliness to the part of your chart that contains Pisces, as well as relationships in general. So relationships become more romantic, more easeful, more sensual, more connective, more creative. Venus also represents art and glamour and what's beautiful. And so generally speaking, Venus in Pisces is about kind of embodying that. Like how I invite you to think about, as Venus moves into Pisces, how can I embody Venus in Pisces? What is the most glamorous, comfortable, luxurious thing I could wear? Or maybe what scent could I put on that would make me feel really beautiful? And how can I enjoy each moment more and more through my senses, through my sense of beauty, through what inspires me? So it's just something to think about with Venus and Pisces. And then on Sunday the 17th, the Sun makes a conjunction with Neptune, 27 degrees of Pisces. This is kind of similar to the Mercury conjunction with Neptune, except the Sun represents our conscious awareness and who we are. So with the Sun coming together with Neptune, this makes us generally more open, just more spacious, more open to what's out there, kind of beyond our egoic identities or our egoic boundaries. So Sun Pisces coming together, or Neptune, we become more in tune with another person's experience, because that kind of egoic boundary is more disintegrated or becomes thinner. So that's why, Neptune and Pisces are often very associated with compassion, like extreme compassion. So this might be a day where you feel more sensitive to other people, to other people's moods, emotions, and you might feel more compassionate, feel like you want to lend a hand. It's a good day for like any sort of volunteering, as we become more sensitive to the world and other people. Also, there may be just a desire to escape, just like with Mercury and Neptune, a desire to leave the realms of this world in some way. And we can always do that in a healthy way. We don't have to turn to drugs or alcohol or other addictive activities to escape. We can escape through a movie, we can escape through a book, we can escape through meditation or writing, or really just anything that is creative inside of you. And if you don't know what that is, often a good way to get in touch with that creative force inside is just to sit in silence and be still and kind of observe, maybe even observing your surroundings, going on a walk in nature, letting the inspiration come to you and flow through you as though you were a vessel, and a vessel for whatever is alive to kind of come forth and to flow forth. So I would say Sun Neptune, this conjunction is really great for being creative and escaping, losing one's sense of self, losing oneself through a creative way. And once again, that's going to be different for each person. But we all have this. We all have this creative energy, this creative force that is just dying to be born, dying to come out. So it's a good day to kind of get in touch with that part of you. Okay, so that is the astrology for the next couple weeks. I hope this was useful. I would love to hear your comments, how this landed for you. Once again, if you like and subscribe, that will help the channel to grow, and I would love that. And I am open for astrology consultations, so if that interests you, please reach out. Otherwise, I will be back in a couple of weeks with another astrological update, and I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. Bye.